So welcome. Namaste to everyone. Welcome to this practice for hips and shoulders and a little bit grounding, a little bit balancing. Lovely for this time of the year. So during our practice, we'll be doing some lunges. So if you need a folded blanket to protect your knees, for sensitive knees underneath, that can be useful. I'm going to choose to sit on one of these for sitting cross-legged, a little block to give my hips a little bit of lift. And you might need a brick for the end of the class. If you don't have these equipments, you can use cushions, books, tins of beans, etc. You just get creative and imaginative with what you're going to use. Okay, so we're going to start at the front of the mat with sitting up on something, crossing our legs with the right leg crossed in front of the left. And that might not be your preferred way of sitting, but it will be, we'll be doing both sides. So we will come to doing the other side as well for balance. We're all about balance at the moment. So the block here just gives me a touch of lift, and you can be a little bit higher up if you want to. We're going to rest our hands anywhere that feels comfortable. Feel that lift in the center of the body. Maybe closing your eyes a little or gazing gently downwards. And take a moment just to bring yourself into your yoga space. To feel that gentle deepening of your breath. Feel the tension of your week and your day so far, just melting away from your face, your shoulders. And notice how you're feeling. Notice sensations in your body. Notice with the quietening of your mind, those vocal parts. See if you can identify areas of tension. And maybe not striving to soften them now, but bearing them in mind as we practice. See if you can move in those areas a little bit to ease and release. When you're ready, you can gently draw your chin towards your chest, not with force, but just under the weight of gravity. With your chin at your chest, feeling the connection between the head, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back and the chest. And then gently rolling your right ear towards your right shoulder. And your chin back to the center, back to the chest. And rolling your left ear towards your left shoulder. Just gently going from side to side. Moving at a pace that suits you. And generally, slower allows you to just have a little bit more awareness of the movement itself. And you're less likely to injure yourself if you move slowly. Not that we're likely to do ourselves a damage here. So as you move from side to side, noticing those connections, noticing where your areas of tension or stiffness are, not trying to force your way, just gentle movements. If you want to add, you can draw your right ear to your right shoulder and then lift your chin and take your left ear towards your left shoulder and then roll chin to chest. So a little sort of D-shaped semicircle without dropping the head backwards. Maybe do 2 of those in each direction, but only if you want to add that. If it suits your neck to do that. Whenever you bring your chin back to your chest next time, just taking a gentle smile, bringing the head to stillness, and then raising your head. And if you want to here, you can keep your eyes closed, or you can blink your eyes open. Now here we're going to take the arms nice and wide away from the body, with the palms turned upwards, and then cross the right arm over the left arm. Hug the shoulders. Now for some people this might be comfortable enough, but if you want to, you can draw your upper arms or your elbows further across to the opposite side, and then bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together. And as you do this, just gently, whichever movement you're doing or position you're doing, just gently twisting the arms from side to side. So a little gentle twist coming into the upper body. Exploring those connections at the back of the body. And bringing your elbows to stillness in the center. Try turning your head from side to side, really slowly, just exploring how it feels. Notice where your tension is. And then here in the center, bringing your head back to center, starting to make little circles with your elbows. So it doesn't matter if you have eagle arms like this, or if your hands, backs of the hands are together, or if your hands are on your shoulders, you will still get the effect necessary for your body. So a little circling of the elbows. And as you do this, you'll need a touch of control across your abdominal muscles just to stabilize your center. Let's try going in the opposite direction as well. If you want to make your circles a little bit bigger, you can. That might feel really good. But trying to keep a little stability in your hips. When you're ready, you can come back to center and maybe just explore up and down. So lifting the elbows up, feeling the space underneath the rib cage, and then gently drawing the elbows towards the navel, maybe chin towards the chest, scooping the belly in, exploring the space at the back of the body. Let's do a few more of those, breathing in and up, breathing out and down. One more, breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Lovely job. Coming back to center, allowing your hands to rest onto your shoulders if they aren't already, and dropping down the sides of the body, turning the palms forward, just drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, resting the hands onto your knees for a moment, and noticing the effect of that practice. If you need to here, you can take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Wonderful. Reach the arms wide again, this time taking the left arm over the right arm, holding onto the shoulders, or if you want to, draw the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands towards each other. And first here, we'll just begin with turning the head from side to side, exploring how different it feels on this side. Perhaps it feels very different, perhaps not. And then just a gentle twisting with the head remaining neutral, but twisting, just taking the elbows from one side to the other, feeling that movement in the sides of the body, and then beginning your small circles in one direction. Maybe you're inclined to do bigger circles straight away. That's okay. Just go with whatever your energy wants to do. A little firmness in your core to support and stabilize. And in the opposite direction as well. If you want to ease yourself into a slightly bigger movement, you can. Again, keeping that stability, trying to keep your lower body quite stable. Coming back to center and then just lifting up as you open your chest a little bit underneath the rib cage and exhaling down, chin to chest, elbows in towards the navel. Inhaling up, feel that open space, exhaling down. One more, inhaling up and exhaling down. And as you come back to center, just relaxing the hands to the tops of the shoulders, sliding down the outside of the body, turning the palms forward. And here, maybe on the floor, just running your fingers forward towards your knees and then back behind your body, behind your hips, just to give a little gentle opening to the chest after that opposite movement. One more time. And then placing your hands onto your knees or your thighs near your knees. We're going to start rotating in the upper body. So just taking a little rotation. We're going to rotate to the right because our right leg is in front. So rotating to the right. And then as you build up in this movement, perhaps you feel like you could do a little bit more. So you can twist to lean over the right leg, come back, come down to the floor in the center, twist over the left leg, lift the belly muscles, lift the chest, lift the chin as you lean slightly back, and then come back over the right leg. Okay, so a little scooping in of the belly, just doing what feels good. So it might not feel good to lean quite so far forward, that's okay. We'll do one more in this direction, and then we're going to do another one, but not go all the way. So this time, leaning over your right leg, your left leg, reach your left hand behind you, lean onto your left hand, uncurl your legs, and come into hands and knees. Aces, well done, guys. So that is our complicated, but not so, transition. And I'm going to move my block out of the way here, just so that I've got a little bit more space underneath my hands and knees. So here you can keep your toes tucked under. You can put your toes flat if you want to as well. So if it's really difficult to keep the toes tucked under, you can keep the toes flat. And we're going to go from here into gentle cat-cows. So scooping your belly in, inhale as you look forward, opening your chest, and exhale as you gently round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling forward, opening your chest. Exhaling, rounding through your spine, chin to chest. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, scooping the belly in, chin to chest. And then from here, from this upward motion, we're going to take the rib cage all the way to the right side, then drop the belly down to the floor as you're coming into cow pose. Take the rib cage all the way to the left side, and then lift the back of the body up into cat pose. So we're doing sideways rolls. So rib cage to the right, dropping forward, lifting the belly, rib cage to the left, tucking your chin towards your chest in cat. Let's go round 2 more times in this direction, keeping the elbows a little soft so that you encourage your muscles to support your joints. And then going in the opposite direction, you can do 3 or 4. If you want to go a little bit quicker, you can, of course. If you're prone to doing things quite quickly, you might find it's useful to slow your movement down. It encourages the slowing down of the mind. That reduction in the constant chatter. So going sideways, maybe 1 more time around, just for fun. And coming back to the center. And then here we're going to stir our hips around. So making circles with, as if you had a pencil from your navel, making circles on the floor. Just rotating around, feeling that freedom coming into the hips after we sat for all of that time. And in the opposite direction as well. Excellent stuff. And then when you're ready, just taking your hands a little bit further forward perhaps, and dropping your hips towards your heels and your forehead towards the floor. So taking a rest in an extended child's pose. If you want something underneath your head, of course you can. Take a deep breath in and just sighing out here. From here, we're going to do a sort of a gentle movement towards up dog, but keeping our knees down on the floor. So press into your hands, scoop your belly in, look at your knees as you round your back, lifting your hips up. And then as your shoulders come forward between the hands, just lifting in those belly muscles, beginning to drop the pelvis towards the floor as you look forward, opening your chest, elbows a little bit soft, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Really firm in the buttocks and the belly to support. And then we're going to go back the opposite way. So pressing up to hands and knees, and then beginning to round the spine as you look back towards your knees and drop your hips towards your heels. Let's call this a little baby dog to baby down dog to baby up dog. So rounding through the spine. As you look forward, as you come forward, looking forward, opening the chest, keeping the elbows nice and soft, keeping a little firmness in the buttocks and the belly, and then gently pressing backwards through hands and knees, all the way back to drop the hips to the heels, or in that direction. One more time, rounding through the spine, looking back to begin with, keeping that lift in the belly, little squeeze in the buttocks as the hips come forward, opening the chest. And here, we're just going to hold for a minute and gently sway the chest from side to side. What we're doing here is massaging that space behind the shoulder blades by doing a little twist with the upper body. Still nice and firm in the belly. When you're ready to come back to center, lifting the hips, pressing down with the hands, scooping the belly in, and taking the hips back towards the heels. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Pad your hands back towards you. And we're going to leave the hands quite close to the knees, but leave the left hand down. Pick the right hand up, the knees up, and twist around to face towards the front of your mat again. And you'll find that your left leg is in front of your right leg. Okay, aces. We'll grab ourselves a little thing to sit on if you want to, you don't have to. And then noticing, spending a moment sitting, hands resting wherever is comfortable. Maybe palms turned up if you wanted to, palms turned down if you prefer. And notice the effect of your posture work. Feel how your body has responded to those movements. Take a moment to feel if perhaps your breath is a little bit easier, if it just feels like there's more space for it to move into. And then when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open if they were closed. I seem to be slightly turned off center. And then interlacing your hands in front of you, you're going to turn the palms out and again drop the chin towards the chest and sort of stretch the palms away from us at the same time as we curve through the upper back. And maybe here a gentle sway with the hands from side to side, just really gentle, just exploring how that feels, expanded through the back of the ribs. And then coming to center, sitting tall, lifting the arms as far up as feels comfortable. So it might be here, and it might be further over the head, not further back than the ears though. And again, gently twisting from side to side. just feeling your way here. If you can, soften your shoulder blades down your back. Keep a little lift in the belly muscles, just for stability. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back to center and do a little gentle sway, side bending from one side to the other. Again, keeping the lower body nice and stable so that the movement comes in the upper back and the sides of the body. And then making gentle circles as if you were holding, as if you were trying to draw a circle on the ceiling with the palms of the hands. And in the opposite direction as well. When you're ready, coming back to center, separating the hands and just gently allowing the arms to float down to the sides. And take a moment to feel the blood flowing into the hands. Give your hands a bit of a shake so they do get that blood back into them. Aces. Now we're going to take our hands behind our body, interlace the fingers here, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, lengthen the arms away from you to begin with, just feeling that sensation of openness in the front of the body. And here, if you want to develop that feeling of openness, you can keep your elbows bent, but move your elbows more towards each other. And if you, and that really opens the chest. And you can explore the difference between this and having the elbows long and lifting the arms up. So there might be a different lengthening for you. And again, you can gently twist from side to side, just a little gentle opening. You can do that with your elbows long and with your elbows slightly bent as well. Super. Then coming to center, releasing the hands. Again, giving them a moment to feel the blood returning to all of those nice soft tissue structures, and giving your arms a bit of a shake. And then we'll take our hands onto our knees or towards the knees. And this time we're going to rotate our upper body towards the left. Going towards the left, making nice circles, a little touch of effort in the belly muscles. And we're beginning to massage all of the structures in that support the back, the spine, the soft tissue, the tendons, the ligaments, the fascia. And then we can extend our movement, so turning over the left leg, coming into the center, turning over the right leg, lifting the chest, lifting the belly as we lean slightly back. So just, if that feels good, moving in this way, this slightly more expansive circle. And if it doesn't feel so stable, that's okay. Just reduce the range of your movement. So bringing lubrication to our synovial, in the synovial fluid to our joints. And a little bit in the spine as well, the cerebral spinal fluid. I'm going to stop saying anatomy things now. Okay, so this time I'm going to lean over the right leg, come to lean over the left leg, let's do that one more time. Lean over the left leg, come to lean over the right leg, reach behind you with the right hand, lift your hips, pivot on your toes, and come to hands and knees. Okie dokie. And if you wish to transition a different way to hands and knees, that's okay too. Removing any support, I've just put mine to the side that you would like to. And we're going to start with our hands reached a little bit further away from us and come straight into those waving movements that we did from our extended child's pose to up dog. So releasing the hips down to the heels, forehead towards the floor. Inhale here, and then gently with your breathing, with your breath, lifting the back of your body up, looking back towards your knees until your chest comes over your hands. Firmness in the belly and the buttocks as you release your hips towards the floor. Open your chest, elbows nice and bent. And then pressing back up through hands and knees. and into your extended child's pose. Rolling through the spine, rounding through the back first, and then lifting in the belly and the buttocks, gently releasing the pelvis down, softening the elbows, opening the chest, looking forward, and coming back again. We'll do one more like this, rounding through the spine, opening the chest. And then from here, we're just gently going to release all the way down onto the tummy. Make a pillow out of the hands, just soften the tops of the feet to the floor, and take a couple of deep breaths lying on the tummy. Perhaps a little bit turning the toes towards each other and allowing the heels to come out to the sides. And if you want to, gently waving your tail from side to side to give your hips a little bit of a massage with the front of the pelvis. Then we're going to bring our thighs towards each other, press the pubic bone down, squeezing a little bit in the buttocks and taking the hands a little wider than your mat, and forehead to the floor. We're going to roll our shoulder blades towards each other and draw the elbows gently towards the body as well. So not with force, but just a gentle effort in that direction. Firm belly, firm buttocks, and breathe in as you look forward and pressing up into your wide cobra pose, breathing out and down. We're going to do two more like that. Breathing in and up, firm belly, firm buttocks, elbows nice and soft, breathing out and down. One more dynamically, breathing in and up, breathing out and down, and then we're going to come up to hold. So squeeze between the shoulder blades, breathing in and up, and here breathing out and holding. Let your breath flow in its natural rhythm and just gently look from one side to the other. It doesn't matter which direction you start in, and feel that gentle massage on the back of the body as you move the shoulder blades around those muscles that are making active effort. One more time to each side if you can. And then bringing your chest back to center and gently easing back down towards the mat. Make a pillow out of your hands, turn your head to one side if you want to. Toes towards each other, heels apart. Take a couple of deep breaths. We're going to bring the thighs towards each other again, pressing the tops of the feet down, pressing the pubic bone down. This time we're going to reach the hands behind us and interlace the fingers, or you can hold hand to wrist if it's more comfortable. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other, really firm in the belly and the buttocks. Reach the hands away from you so that that action lifts your head and shoulders up a little. And here, again, just gently swaying the hands from side to side behind the body to give a little bit of a rock from side to side. We don't want the whole body rocking, just the upper body. So keeping stability in the pelvis by pressing the pubic bone down, engaging in the abdominal muscles and those buttock muscles, the gluteus muscles as well. Coming back to center and gently releasing down, forehead to the floor, and just releasing the hands. You can release the hands to where they fall, either side of the body, or if you prefer, make a pillow out of your hands. Toes fall towards each other, heels fall apart. Gently rocking the pelvis from side to side. Couple of deep breaths. And then we're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, forehead to the floor, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, press up into your hands and knees and back into a nice wide-legged child's pose. So wide-kneed child's pose. Take a deep breath in And a deep breath out. And then pad your hands back towards you. And we're going to leave our left hand down. Let me get this right. And lift the hips as we twist back towards the front and come into our seated pose again. Aces. So if you need to, you can place a little block underneath your hips, just to lift your hips a little. And we come back into our lovely seated pose. We're going to do a little bit of side bending here. So taking your right hand down to your right side, you're going to breathe in and lift the left hand up and breathe out as we reach over to the right side. Breathe in back to the center and then breathe out over to the right side. So we're moving dynamically in and out, breathing out and over. One more, reaching up, breathing out and over and holding as you breathe here. So as you hold, you might feel inclined to reach a little bit more into the posture. If that feels good, you can. But if you're happy where you are, you can simply stay there. A touch of firmness in the belly. Try not to collapse completely in the right side. So that's what your right arm is here to do to help you to stay upright. So it's more of a lift up and out of the left hip. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. Turning the left palm, breathing in as you reach up, breathing out as you reach all the way down to the side. Take a moment in the center. And let's work to the opposite side. Breathing in, reach the right hand out and up, firm in the belly. Breathing out as you reach over to the left. Breathe in, back to your center. Breathe out as you reach over. Breathe in, feel that lift as you breathe in, lengthen, and then breathing out as you fold into that side bend. Breathing in, back to center. Breathing out as you fold. One more time, breathing in and up, and then breathing out, coming into your posture and letting your breath remain in its deep, slow rhythm and holding. Little lift in the belly, not collapsing all the way into the left side. Maybe a little bit more reach if you want to. And then turning your palm, inhaling up and exhaling as you float this arm down to your side. Take a moment to rest both hands onto your thighs, closing your eyes or gazing gently down, and notice the effect of your movements. And then when you're ready, you can begin rotating over the right leg. So turning to face over the right leg, coming down in the center, over the left leg, lifting the chin. So you might want to start small, but we're only doing a few of these. So if you want to make the most of it, moving a little bit more, perhaps you've got a little bit more space to move into. This time we're going to turn around into hands and knees. So chest over right leg, chest over left leg, reach the left hand behind you, turn on the feet and come into hands and knees. Well done, guys. If that transition gets a little bit easier every time. And before we started this class, I did a short video with this transition as well, so you can practice at home. Okay, so here we're going to come up into our first down dog of the day. So just preparing, tucking the toes under, and when you're ready, lifting up the hips, keeping the knees nice and soft, until you're ready to begin to try extending through the backs of the legs just a little bit. We're going to pad through our feet, heels coming down to the floor one at a time, softening the opposite knee, lifting in the belly, pressing into the fingertips and the heels of the hands, the base of the fingers, keeping a little softness in the elbows. So we encourage all of the muscles of the arms and shoulders to support as well as the legs. We're going to try a different movement from our usual movements here. So taking your feet about same distance apart as your hands, you're going to drop heels down to the right side and then bend knees. So we do a little sort of squat, twist, stretch and lengthen the legs. Bend the knees, lengthen the legs. Let's do one more here. Bend the knees, lengthen the legs. Come back up to center. Nice pivot on the toes. And in the center, just gently easing the heels down to the floor again. And then we'll do the same thing to the left side. So feet are nice and wide apart. Drop the heels down to the left side. Bend your knees. And lengthen your legs. Just a little sort of squat here on the side of the feet. Lovely feeling across those lengthened structures in the back of the body. 3 of those, and then coming back to center and padding through the heels again. Now, if anyone needs a rest, you can rest down in hands and knees, and you can also do the hands and knees version of this next movement, which we did on the previous round. So here we're going to do the down dog to up dog, waving vinyasa. So softness in the knees here, and we're gently going to press off the toes, looking back towards our knees, rounding through the upper back. And when our shoulders come over our hands, opening the chest, soft knees, soft elbows, firm belly, firm buttocks, and then pressing up through a sort of press up position and back into downward facing dog. If you need to, like I need to extend my hands a little bit further forward to make this more comfortable, you can do that. So coming to have nice soft knees, ready to press off the feet. Let's do another waving vinyasa, firm belly, rolling forward as you press forward. You can do this with the knees on the floor as well. Opening your chest, soft elbows, soft knees, firm belly, firm buttocks, and then coming back through press up position to downward facing dog. Lovely stuff. And then from here, we're going to come into cobra and or come onto the belly as we do the next one. So press off the toes, rounding through the upper back, firm belly, firm buttocks, opening the chest, and then dropping the knees down and folding all the way down towards the floor. Make a pillow out of the hands, turn the tops of the feet downwards, and take a few deep breaths. Maybe even wiggle your hips from side to side if that feels good. When you're ready, you can bring your thighs together, press the pubic bone down, take the hands behind you to interlace them. Firm belly, firm buttocks, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, lengthen the arms away, and we're going to gently lift the head and the chest up, and then lift our legs up as well. And here you might want to do a little bit of rocking from side to side. That's no problem at all, if that feels good. Or you might simply want to hold in the center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And exhaling all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders, pressing up to hands and knees. We'll come into child's pose or an extended child's pose just for a deep breath in and a deep breath out before coming back to hands and knees. And we're stepping forward with the right foot. Okay. And here we're in a nice lunge now. Everybody happy? Good job. And we're going to do a little bit of circling of the hips in the lunge. So if you need something under your knee here and your back knee, then that's the time to have it. And you can do the circling either by focusing on the hips or focusing on your foot. So if you focus on your right foot and you try to circle your weight around your right foot, that will also encourage your hips to make the circle as well. We'll go in both directions. Very good. And then coming to center, we're just going to play with the length of our legs. So if you lengthen your back leg and gently press through both legs to become straight, you can lift your toes on your front leg and then come back into your lunge. Lengthening both legs, pressing into the back heel, maybe lifting the front toes, back into the lunge. Let's do 2 more. See if you can keep your toes down at the front or towards down. Back into your lunge. Pressing back into the back heel. And coming back into the lunge. Then here, we're going to stay in our lunge, but bring ourselves to be upright. Fantastic. And we don't want the lunge to be quite so far apart because it needs to be more stable. So we're keeping the back toes nice and bent, keeping the front leg nice and stable. And let me see which way around am I. So we're going to take our left hand, reach the left hand out and up, firm in the belly, and then reach over to the right side. Inhale back and drop the arm down, nice and relaxed. And exhale here. So we're going to inhale up, exhale over, inhale back to center, exhale, release the hand down. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, stretch over to that right side. Inhale back to the center, exhale down. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling over, inhaling back to center, exhaling down. Brilliant. So now we are here, we're going to do a little twist as well. This time we'll breathe in, inhale as we stretch the arms wide, and we're going to breathe out as we twist the left hand towards the right, twisting towards the right leg. Inhale back to center, exhale as we twist to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist to the right. And we'll do just 1 more. Inhaling back to center, exhaling, twisting to the right. Inhale back to center. We're going to exhale the arms down. And then here, inhale, reach the arms up. You can let your hips come down if that feels good to you. Open the chest, firm belly, firm buttocks. Exhaling back to center. Okay, we'll do 2 more like that. Inhaling up. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling back to center, and we're releasing the hands down. We're going to uncurl our back leg and step our feet back into downward facing dog. Take a few moments to paddle your feet. And then we're going to do just a little bit of work with that right leg. So bringing the feet towards each other. We're going to lift the right leg up behind us, bend the right knee, and bend the left knee. Lengthen the right leg and lengthen the left leg. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee, lengthen the right leg, lengthen the left leg. Do 1 more. And then gently let the right foot float down to the floor. Bring yourself back to center in your down dog. Release your feet down to the floor. Release into child's pose. Maybe here turning the palms upwards if that feels good. You don't have to do that, of course. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, sighing out through the mouth. 1 more deep breath in. And deep breath out. We're going to pad our hands back towards us. This is where I always get confused. I think we leave the right hand down on the floor, come up onto hands and knees, twist around to face the front again with the left leg in front of the right leg. Use a little support if you need to. And here, taking a moment with the hands resting wherever is comfortable, maybe with the eyes closed or gazing gently downward, just to feel the effect of your practice. Feel the areas that feel warmed, lengthened, strengthened. Feel where you have space, where your body feels just more fluid, more mobile. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we're circling over the left leg. So circling over the left leg, turning to look over the left leg, hands for a little bit of support, chest coming towards the floor, over the right leg, lifting the chest and the chin, firm the belly. Just feel how much easier that movement is now, how much more open your hips are, those spaces in the back of the body. This time we're going to turn into our hands and knees position. So coming over your left leg, over your right leg, reach your right hand behind you, turn over into hands and knees. And we're going to come straight up into downward facing dog. So making enough space to be able to do that. Wonderful stuff. We're going to do 2 waving vignettes and come to Cobra pose on the 3rd. So soft knees, press off the toes, round through the upper back, firm belly, firm buttocks, soft elbows, soft knees as you open the chest looking forward, pressing up through plank pose and back into downward facing dog. Remember, you can drop your knees to the floor if you need to. Press off the toes, rounding through the back, firm belly, firm buttocks, soft elbows, soft knees, open your chest, and press up through plank pose, back to downward facing dog. Last one, this time coming all the way forward, rounding, 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 opening, 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 and then just dropping your knees down, your pelvis down, and folding the body gently towards the floor. Make a pillow out of the hands. Gently bring the toes towards each other, the heels apart, and rock the hips from side to side. When you're ready, you can bring your thighs towards each other. We're going to take our hands wide and tent the fingertips. So imagine you've got something that's squashy underneath the palm of the hand. You're trying to protect it by tenting your fingertips, or you can do this with your hands flat if you prefer. Firm belly, firm buttocks, press the pubic bone down and draw the shoulder blades towards each other, elbows close to the body, or as closer to the body than they naturally fall. As you inhale, look forward, reaching up with the chest, coming up to a place that feels comfortable with the elbows still bent, and as you exhale, coming all the way down. Inhaling, coming up, pressing up, opening the chest, shoulders are down, and exhaling all the way down. If you'd like to hold, this is the one for holding. Breathing in as you come up. You can continue to go up and down. If you're holding, just gently looking from one side to the other, moving the shoulders ever so slightly forwards and back as you do. Maybe one more time to each side. And then back to center and folding all the way down. Very nice. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders and lifting up to hands and knees. We're going to settle ourselves back into extended child's pose just for a moment here, breathing in and breathing out. Coming back through hands and knees, we're going to step the left foot forward for our lunges. So if you need a little something underneath the knee, this is the time to put it in there. And we're going to, in the lunge, try circling our hips, creating this circular motion in the hips. It's a really nice thing to do to wake up the pelvic girdle. Not wake it up, but help it to find its connections, like we did with the shoulder girdle at the front of the beginning of the class. You can go in both directions. Very good. And if you want to, you can focus on your foot here. So your left foot, you can move the weight around your left foot, which helps you to feel that rotation happening in the thigh, in the hips rather, and in both directions. It also helps us to develop really good awareness of the foot on the floor. Come back to your center. We're going to play with lengthening our legs. So we're lengthening both legs, pressing the right heel backwards. And if you want to, lifting the left toes up. The legs don't have to be straight, but straighter. And then bending the knees. You can have both hands on the floor. I've just moved mine so you can see better. Lengthening both legs and bending the knees. Now, if you can, keeping the toes towards the floor on that front foot, lengthening both legs, bending the knees, lengthening both legs, bending the knees. Nice. We're going to bring our left foot just a little bit further back so that we can come into, this upright lunge. And hopefully you'll be a little bit more stable and steady than I am. I told you it was going to be balancing. And then we're going to keep our left hand down on our left leg. A little firmness in the belly and the buttocks here. Breathe in, take the right hand up. And breathe out as we just lean over to the left side. Breathe in and up. Breathe out, let the right hand come down to the side. Breathe in and up with the right hand. Breathe out and over to the left side. Breathe in and up. Breathe out and down. Keep moving like this. Just notice that feeling of length in the hip flexor on your right leg. Breathe out and down. Breathe in and up. Breathe out and over. Breathe in and up. Breathe out and down. I think we'll do one more, okay? Breathing out and over. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. And now twisting, so breathing in, opening the arms. Breathing out as you draw the right hand over to the left, twisting towards the left. Don't let your left knee move. Breathing back to center. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing in as you return, firm in the belly and the buttocks. Breathing out as you twist. Breathing in as you return. Now with a little bit of a lunging, so breathing in and opening. Breathing out, releasing down. Just a gentle lunge. Breathing in, opening your chest. Breathing out and down. Last one. Breathing in, opening. Breathing out as you allow your hands to frame your front foot. Breathing in, lengthening your back leg. And coming into downward facing dog. Just padding through the legs on both sides. Both of the legs have worked quite hard in those postures. So we're going to release them with a little soft three-legged dog. So firm in the hands, firm in the belly. Breathing in as you lift your left leg up. And we're going to bend the left knee and the right knee. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathing out, bending. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathing out, bending both legs. One more time. Breathing out, bending both legs. Breathing in, lengthening, and breathing out as you release that left foot down. Again, taking any more movements in the down dog that feel good here. Perhaps you just want to hold steady and still. You might like to soften your knees and just sway your hips from side to side. Or turn your head from side to side. When you're ready, releasing down to child's pose. Knees, buttocks to heels, toes tucked flat now, forehead to floor. And take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Maybe one more like that. And a deep breath out. When you're ready, you can pad your hands back towards you, leaving the left hand on the floor, just coming up onto your toes to be able to pivot round, sit on in your cross-legged position. And taking a moment, resting the hands wherever feels good, feeling that length through the spine, maybe closing the eyes or gazing gently downward, and noticing the effect of all of your posture work so far today. If you feel that you need to, this is a really good time to take a deep breath in and sigh out. That helps us to lose some of the tension in our chests and across our faces as well. So having done all of that excellent work, we're going to move into a pranayama practice. And for this, you might want, again, something to sit up on, and you may prefer to kneel. We've done a lot cross-legged. You may prefer to sit in a chair. It doesn't matter how you sit, as long as you are able to sit comfortably with your back upright. And you might need, as I do, a little support under one knee. So whatever position you feel comfortable sitting in for pranayama, you can do that now. Unfortunately, it does need to be an upright position today. Super stuff. So this pranayama that we're doing is a variation on alternate nostril breathing, but uses the arms instead of a mudra. So instead of Nirgi mudra or Diya mudra, sometimes it's called, we are going to use the arms, and we're actually going to use chin mudra or jnana mudra. So first finger and thumb together, and the other fingers nice and long. Now I'm going to demonstrate the pranayama first so that you can see what it looks like, and then we'll take it from there. So when we begin breathing, just watching for now, we're going to breathe in as we lengthen one hand arm up to wherever it naturally goes to. It can go as high as you like. And then pause in the breath while we bring the middle finger of that hand to close the nostril of the same side, but keep our elbows up. And as we breathe out, we're going to gently soften our elbows down to the side, coordinating breath and movement. And at the end of the breath, in the short pause, we're going to release the hand away from the nose. So the action is you breathe in as you reach your arm out and up, as far up as feels comfortable, opening that space down the side of the rib cage. Pause in the breath as you close the nostril on that side with your middle finger, keeping your elbow high. Breathing out as you drop your elbow or float it rather down to your side. And then in the pause at the end of the breath, release your hand away from your nostril. The important things to remember here are that the movement should coordinate with your breath so that you are breathing in for the whole of the time it takes you to raise your arm, and for the whole of breathing out for the whole of the time that it takes you to lower your elbow. So we're going to do it together to begin with, and then I'll give you an opportunity to practice at your own rate. And if you find, you guys are all experienced enough that if you find that you would like to give yourself a little faster or slower rhythm, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so first let's start with our hands in chin mudra or jnana mudra. That name depends on whether you turn them up or down. That's entirely your choice. So resting your hands in the mudra wherever feels good to you. Rolling your shoulder blades down to lengthen up through in lifting the crown of the head as tall as you feel able to. Maybe closing your eyes if you feel inclined, or gazing gently downward, taking a few moments to breathe. Find your natural breath. Allow the features of your face to soften, and trying to keep it soft throughout the practice, remembering that softness in the face indicates the breath is relaxed, it's soft, it's gentle, which we always want it to be for this particular pranayama. Beginning to deepen the breath ever so slightly. And we're going to begin with the right side, but if you feel you need a few moments to coordinate your breath to this rhythm, then just joining in when you're ready. As you inhale, lift your right arm up as high as feels comfortable, feeling that length, that opening. Pausing at the top of your breath, bring the right middle finger to the right side of the nose, close the nose. As you exhale, gently allow your right elbow to float down to your side. And at the bottom of your breath, pausing as you release your right arm. Breathing in, lifting your left arm up. Keeping the elbow high, pause in the breath, bring the left middle finger to the left side of the nose, close the nose. Breathing out as you drop or float your left elbow down. And at the pause in the breath, release the left hand down to your leg again. Breathing in, right side up. Pause and close the right nostril with the right middle finger. Breathing out, right elbow down. Pause and release the right hand to the right leg. Breathing in, left arm up. Pause, close the left nostril with the left middle finger. Breathing out, left elbow down. Pause, release the left hand to the left thigh. Breathing in, right hand up. Pause, close the right nostril with the right finger. Breathing out, right elbow down. Pause, release the hand from the nose. Breathing in, left arm up. Pause, close the left nostril with the left middle finger. Breathing out, left elbow down. Pause, release the left hand from the left side. Carry on in your own rate of breath. Not hurrying, but the next time you work with your right hand and breathe out of your left nostril, just finishing at the end of that breath. relaxing the hands whenever you find yourself at the end of that left hand exhalation. Taking a moment to feel the effect of your practice. Notice if you feel more tranquil, more calm, more balanced. Maybe you just have a sense of ease or peace. And if you don't, that's okay. When you're ready, just blinking your eyes open, stretching your legs. And this is the time when we're going to need our bricks. So if you've got a brick or something you can prop your hips up on, then this is a great time to get that out. If you're not going to use one, that's okay, you don't have to. We're going to do Vipariti Karani, so legs up the wall pose. It's usually called that. You don't actually do it with the wall normally, but on the brick. But if you prefer to do this with your legs on top of a chair or on top of the or up a wall, then you can. So we're going to lie down and make sure that you're comfortable. So removing any hair from underneath the back of the neck. We're going to take our block, and you can place it on its lowest setting, or if your low back is a little bit more mobile, you can place it on its middle setting. So pressing into the hips, squeezing the buttocks, lifting the hips up, pressing into the heels rather, lifting the hips up, and placing your block underneath the back so it really supports the back of the pelvis, the sacrum. And slightly above the buttocks is okay if you're on the higher setting. And then we're going to bend our knees in to take the feet off the floor one at a time. Make sure you're nice and stable, and extend the legs up towards the ceiling. It doesn't matter if your legs are straight or not. In fact, I encourage you to have a soft bend in the knee like me, but they can be very much more bent if you prefer. And if you feel that you need the support of the wall or a chair, then practice with the wall or a chair. Take a moment here just to find your stability. It might be that you need to adjust your block underneath the body. It takes a bit of practice sometimes to find that really stable place that's also comfortable enough for you to rest in. If you want a gaze point, you can gaze at the tips of your big toes, or you can close your eyes if you prefer. Just feel that gravity is aiding the thigh bones to really secure themselves into the hip joints. Taking some deep breaths here. Try to relax the feet. If it helps, you can circle the feet at the ankles or wiggle the toes a few times. I find that I tend to hold tension there until I consciously relax it. And then very gently, just bending your knees in one at a time, and then taking your feet down one at a time. Here, you might be comfortable simply doing this supported bridge with the feet on the floor underneath the knees. You might prefer to lengthen your legs away from you. And again, with the arms, you might be comfortable with the arms down by the side. You might prefer to have the arms up over the head. Wherever their arms are, just making sure they're supported by the floor. The backs of the shoulders feel really supported as well. If you're going to lengthen your legs away, lengthen your right leg towards the right corner of the mat, and the left leg towards the left corner of the mat. And just allowing the feet to fall open. Check if that feels okay in your back. If you've been up on the middle height of your block, it might be that this is not comfortable enough to hold. You might prefer to come down onto the lower setting of your block. We're going to hold here for about 5 more really long deep breaths. Remember, if you prefer, you can bend your knees and place your feet on the ground again. Feel the space around the torso, particularly the low torso, the space that your breath has to move into, the space for your organs to feel at ease in as well. At the end of your next exhalation, if your arms are over your head, just bringing them a little bit closer down to your side, and then very gently bringing one leg in at a time. If you've been up on the middle height of your block, you can at this point turn your block lengthways so it's along the length of your spine, supporting your coccyx and coming in the opposite direction. And you can again come back into that long legged variation if that feels good to you. That sometimes helps to settle the sacroiliac joint. So if you have discomfort in that joint at the back of the body, back of the pelvis. If you don't need to do that, so if you do, hang out here for a few deep breaths. If you don't need to do that, and you've been up on the middle setting of your block, then you can come down to the lower setting. And if you've been on the lower setting, simply enjoying a few extra deep breaths here. If you're still up on your block, taking a moment to gently ease yourself back into this more neutral position with the block on its lower setting. And we'll take a deep breath in, sighing out through the mouth. Lovely. Using a little bit of effort in the buttocks, a little bit of effort in the heels, lifting your buttocks just enough to ease the block out from underneath them. And here, taking a moment in this more neutral position of the spine, just feeling the effect of your releasing postures, your counter poses. When you're ready, you can bring yourself into relaxation posture. So you might want a little blanket to keep you nice, warm and cozy. And you might want to put on some clothes, some socks, some jumpers, that sort of thing. Try to do it, if you can, as quietly as possible. It's nearly impossible to get the blanket to roll out the right way. So if you want to, you can bend your knees into your chest, make some movements if that feels good as well. There we are. And for Shavasana today, you can choose to have the arms stretched away from the body with the palms turned upwards. You might prefer to simply rest your hands onto your abdomen. If it's possible, having your arms away from your body with the palms turned upwards is always the ideal, unless it for some reason doesn't settle your shoulders. When you come into your lying down position, just pressing the low back down into the mat. So using your tummy muscles, a little bit in the buttocks, press the low back down. We're going to hold it down as we breathe in. And breathe out. And then release. And if that felt good, but you don't feel your low back is fully released, you can do that one more time. Squeeze all the muscles of the face in towards the nose, make a tight lemon sucking face. Then open the eyes, open the mouth, stick out the tongue and exhale. Let's do one more of those. Squeezing the muscles of the face in towards the nose. And eyes open, mouth open, tongue out, exhale. Close your eyes and gently roll your head from one side to the other, a couple of times in each direction, easing the tension out of the neck, if you should have any there. Whenever you're ready, bringing your head back to center, making any adjustments to bring your posture into its best alignment for relaxation. Legs wide with the toes pointing outwards or knees bent with the feet on the floor. Arms relaxing away from the body if you can. Eyes closed, and bring your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out as you exhale. Repeating 3 more times. Deep breath in, let all of your effort go. Deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. Last breath in and surrender down into your mat. Allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm and fall away into silence. Bring your awareness to the back of your body. Feel all the areas at the back of the body that are in contact with the floor. The back of the head, shoulders, shoulder blades, backs of the arms and hands, the buttocks, the calves, the heels of the feet. Experience the sensation of contact between your body and the floor. Move your awareness to all the parts of the back of the body that are not in contact with the floor, the back of the neck, the wrists, low back, backs of the knees, the Achilles, the soles of the feet. Experience the sensation of space between your body and the floor. Allow the the whole of the back of the body to feel heavy, warm, supported, releasing down. Move your awareness to the front of your body. Become aware of the touch of air on your face, the weight and the warmth of your clothes and blanket if you've got one. The sensation of holding space in the palms of the hands. Draw your awareness to your breathing and allow your breath to find its own natural, deep, slow, steady rhythm. Each breath in draws in energy, in prana. Each breath out, releasing and relaxing a little deeper. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to this time, this place, and you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, move your feet at the ankles, your hands at the wrists in rotating, languid, slow movements. When you're ready, maybe take a stretch, maybe stretch the arms overhead, maybe take a yawn, maybe extend one side and then the other. And when you're ready, you can draw your knees into your chest and hug them towards you. And here, just stirring the knees, so giving them a little circle, just to ease any residual tension out of the back of the body and in the opposite direction as well. If you need to do anything else, like rocking from side to side or making the knees move individually, feel free to do that now. And if you feel that you need to roll your head from side to side, just keeping the knees still as you do that. Whenever you're ready, you can drop your knees to one side and just roll onto that side, curling up for a few moments, letting your body come around a little at a time, trying to keep your eyes closed as you do. Retaining that inner stillness for as long as possible. When you're ready, coming into any comfortable seated position. And today, bringing your hands to Namaste, simply lifting your chest and taking your chin towards your chest. Spend a moment just finding something to be grateful for. I'm grateful for this practice, for having such a wonderful community of yogis, even in these trying times. Feeling those connections, that love, that support. When you found your thing to be thankful for, allowing that gratitude to blossom onto your face in a gentle smile. And when you're ready, raising your head, opening your eyes, and we'll wish each other namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope that it has left you feeling revitalized for your week.